We're in Shanghai to find out how China's hybrid four-wheel drives could change off-roading forever.
But what the hell is this thing? Did you just say Tank 700 for Australia?
It's this F700 pickup that's really grabbing everyone's attention.
Is it aimed to replace the Navara?
While most manufacturers are scaling back, what we have found is all about stepping up.
Twin turbo setups with the PHEV, the electrics on this is just madness. An actual transfer case with a proper dual range.
But can they handle true off-road conditions?
And the way it works is that it's software driven. I'm not really comfortable about this.
There's no way that I would be seen dead in it on an Australian track or anywhere in the world. An 8-cylinder motorcycle. G'day guys, welcome to Auto Shanghai, one of the most prestigious motor shows in China. Now we're here for an exciting event, lots of new vehicles, but the big thing for us is a new engine that's going to be released for off-roaders. It's not a 4-cylinder, it's not a 6-cylinder, but it's all about cubic displacement. So guys, let's check out the Shanghai Auto Show and find out what this new motor for off-roaders is going to be. This is insane, and we're here with Justin from GWM Australia. Tell us about whatever you know about it.
So we have just confirmed that GWM is releasing a 4-litre twin-turbo plug-in hybrid V8.
Guys, have a look at the induction across the top here. You've got this twin-turbo setup sitting right up on top here. A beautiful, amazing setup with the intake. You've got the 8 cylinders right here in that V construction. 9-speed auto out the back. A proper four-wheel drive transfer case. That's an all-wheel drive transfer case. It's lockable for full-time four-wheel drive. And of course, low range, guys. That's the big winner here with the transfer case. But in the middle here, we've got the electric motor. So this is the boost. So we've got a high horsepower, high torque engine here. With the PHEV, the electrics on this is just madness, guys. The amount of torque, the amount of power from this combination is going to be insane for off-roaders.
When everyone is downsizing, GWM is going 4-litre V8.
4 litres, guys, that's some serious grunt, and teamed up with the electric motor. Hybrid, I reckon, is the way to go. Now, all of this grunt is one thing, but you've got to have somewhere for it to go. And GWM have come to the party with something new and very exciting. Justin, check this out. This behind me is the Tank 300 hooker.
Means tiger.
Hook.
Means tiger.
Hooker.
Yeah.
It's the baby of the GWM off-road range, and it's getting the biggest engine. Now, what they're doing with this vehicle in particular that makes it different is that they've stretched and strengthened the chassis at the front, and they've dropped in a live, solid differential with front and rear lockers. This is just crazy for off-roading. Justin, what can you tell me?
This just proves that GWM is really serious about 4x4. We're not here to just sort of play in the field. We're here to try and take over. This vehicle will be really well received in Australia. We don't have plans with regards to launch dates or when we're likely to see this vehicle. We're watching the comments. We want to hear the feedback. Do you want to see this thing in Australia? And how would you use this thing off-road?
Guys, the Tank range is just crazy, okay? They first came in with the petrol version, the 2-litre turbo. That was then upgraded. They had the hybrid version as well. They've just released the diesel version, and now they're bringing out a V8 version. I hear a rumor there's going to be a whole range of different versions of the Tank 300 to cover all sorts of different terrains.
Yeah, look, we're on the record of saying, you know, Tank 700 is a vehicle that we're obviously reviewing quite seriously. And whether that V8 engine ends up in a Tank 700, again, everything's under consideration through GWM, and we are looking at these kind of things.
Did you just say Tank 700 possibly for Australia?
It's under serious contention and serious review.
I love the 300, but if you've seen the 400 and the 700, they take off-road styling to a whole new level. That 400, I reckon, is a Fortuna killer. The 700, that's going to put the Prado on ice, guys. That's crazy.
Yeah, and when manufacturers are actually starting to walk away from large displacement and large engines, to come out with this is obviously very exciting news. You can see the noise that's made in the media and the noise that's made in the online forums. We're really excited. We're so incredibly pumped with this engine coming through.
You have got to get me a drive in one of these.
Look, I can't promise it, but let's see what we can do.
Thanks, Justin. Thank you. Great to be here at Shanghai.
Lovely to have you.
Hang around, as later on we're going to have a closer, more in-depth look at the hooker. But whilst this is cool news, there's so much more to see and do here at the show. The show brings together the latest in innovation and design. It's certainly an eye-opener, and there was plenty of new technology on display. There are established brands trying to improve on what they've delivered in the past, and brands that are moving away from anything they've done before.
This, guys, is a little bit sad and typical of some of the things we're seeing that are coming in new to the market. It's basically a hybrid electric four-wheel drive, but actually is it? You've got the engine and motor up front driving the front wheels, and then separate drive electrically only to the rear wheels. So it's probably just an all-wheel drive at best, and it really depends on the software and programming of how well this will do off-road. But similar to the BYD Shark 6, it's only an all-wheel drive and not a real four-wheel drive.
But is there any merit to these vehicles?
Jetour is another brand offering a range of off-road and SUV vehicles. But are they really four-wheel drives or just all-wheel drives? Let's go and check them out. Whilst the Jetour G600 is giving off Range Rover vibes and has a massive front grille, it's this F700 pickup that's really grabbing everyone's attention. This vehicle features suicide doors on both sides for a full open cabin experience. The rear seats actually rotate around 180 degrees and face backwards. Now, the reason they do that is because the whole rear window drops down and the whole rear wall of the cabin folds over flat. The rear tailgate of the vehicle then extends up and doubles up into a massive screen, so you can play games or watch videos when you're out off-road. This G700 certainly looks the part, and it's good to know, like most of the manufacturers here, there's a serious commitment to the off-road look and off-road accessories.
And we got to check out some of these accessories for ourselves. We then got to take a closer look at the Jetour T2 to see how it looks and feels from the inside. Like many of the vehicles on offer, the T2 is incredibly comfortable, innovative, spacious, and well laid out, with an interior that oozes of luxury. Well, we've seen enough of the Jetours from the outside, so let's see what sits underneath these off-roaders and whether it is up to the task.
Is this the future of four-wheel driving? Guys, I'm not really comfortable about this, but to be truthful, I'm not that sure about it. In the middle here, instead of a transfer case, we've got the massive electric battery. Now, this is driving a hybrid. You've got the electric motor and the petrol turbo motor up the front there. But down the back here, you've got this electric motor. Now, the Jetour staff here, they assure me that this is a true four-wheel drive system. And the way it works is that it's software driven. So you've got control over the electric motor and the petrol engine up here, and you've got software control over the rear. So you've got drive that's controlled to give you proper four-wheel drive and locking differentials through the electronic control. So it is actually a real four-wheel drive. It's a surprise to see this. It's going to take a while for me to get confident with this sort of activity, this sort of design. But I reckon, guys, getting behind the wheel, driving it and getting a feel for how these perform will make a big difference. But this is the future. We've seen a whole range of vehicles here that still have transfer cases. That's great. But these separated vehicles that are driving separate electric motors for the rear wheels, it's a really interesting concept. And guys, it's still four-wheel drive, so it's good to see that our future is still ingrained in these hybrid vehicles. The other thing that's really interesting to note with this one in particular is that it's a one-piece chassis, which the designers are really proud of. And I'm not really sure how that's going to go. It's going to create a lot of vibration and harmonics through the vehicle that's going to be felt in my perception. But they're saying it's all about strength. For me, coming from an old school vehicle, especially with my FJ40, that's got a chassis that's riveted together. And the whole idea of that is to allow a fair bit of flex through the vehicle that actually helps and works with suspension and control of vibration, and it absorbs some of the impact of off-roading. So this one-piece chassis looks phenomenal, but I'm not sure how it's going to perform off-road. This is actually the chassis and drivetrain of the Jetour vehicles. Very interesting. It's got airbag suspension front and rear, so I think it's got some adjustability. Independent front and rear suspension. It's quite an interesting design, something different. It's going to have the limitations of IFS front and rear, but it's going to offer superior comfort for on-road handling. Guys, this is my third trip to China this year. There's so much happening, there's so much going on in the automotive space, and it's hugely innovative. Justin, what's your take on it?
Look, this is my first time on the ground in Shanghai. The scale, the intensity, the vehicles, and the technology coming through is quite amazing. Where China's going with the automotive market in general is just game changing, and I can see why there is so much energy in this country and the direction they're going with things.
Justin, I wear Australia proudly on my shoulder. I'm an Aussie through and through. But guys, if you come here, the level of innovation, the quality of manufacturing in the factories, the way that staff are treated, everything here is next level. People have got to wake up, take a really good long look at it, because value for money, these vehicles are phenomenal. This is the Nissan Frontier Pro. Is it aimed to replace the Navara, or is it destined for other markets? We're not really sure. This is what it looks like on the outside, and this is what it looks like underneath. So let's take a closer look. This is a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. We've got the battery in the back here. It's relatively small, but it's tucked up nice and tight and high, and it's in between the chassis, so it's well protected. We've got the standard fuel tank there, but this is what I'm interested in, an actual transfer case with a proper dual range. That's the important part, and the rest of it is your typical four-cylinder, small turbo engine, mated to a water-cooled electric motor. It's still IFS up front, it's coil spring in the rear, and it's Nissan's newest dedicated four-wheel drive vehicle and their first foray into the field of four-wheel drive electric vehicles.
So what else does Nissan have to show us? And how about BYD?
I have no idea what the design team was thinking when they put this together. There's no way that I would be seen dead in it on an Australian track or anywhere in the world. I think half my staff just lost their job. Toyota's here with one serious four-wheel drive, but what the hell is this thing? Apparently it's the Field Go concept. Would you take it off-road? I don't know, guys. It's certainly different. And how about this, guys? Lexus have gone a little bit crazy here in China with a camper trailer. Like, seriously? From looking at the suspension, the hitch, and the fit out, this thing is going nowhere off-road in Australia. I'm not sure what market it's aimed for, but yeah, Lexus are here with a camper trailer. How's that? The big shock for me though, guys, has been the number of influencers here at the motor show. It's crazy, and they are a little bit crazy themselves. And Honey's so excited to see Mr. Noodlehead. Honey, what's this all about? Stop eating his noodle.
It's nice. It's yummy.
谢谢。
谢谢。
The vehicles here are clearly being built with a diversity of technology and direction. But there's one company being driven from the very top with a distinct focus on automotive passion.
And it's really interesting, the structure of GWM as a company. It's a privately owned company and it's still owned by one guy.
Yes, and if anyone actually has been here, he literally just passed through and he's like a rock star. This morning he was making coffees, but that goes to show you the kind of person he is. He doesn't associate with just the top end of town. He was literally making coffees for the public. The crowds he draws are just amazing.
The Australian journalists even had the chance to sit down and chat with Jack Way himself.
Well, Jack Way's a legendary guy, but I love the way he leads from the top and leads by example. He's so into the old school style of it. He wants it to be a non-autonomous. He wants to be vehicles that you actually drive and experience yourself, not self-driven vehicles. He wants to be the true spirit of old style off-roading with real four-wheel drive systems. But he's just also launched an 8-cylinder motorcycle.
Yes, we have a new motorbike, which has just been out for a few months. Isn't in Australia yet. I guess it is an old school cruiser kind of looking 2 litre, 8 cylinder, 8 gears, but it also has all the technology. So it has rear cross traffic alert, it has ABS. All these technology that you wouldn't expect in a motorbike is coming through on these vehicles now.
It was one thing seeing all of the crazy cars and crazy displays inside Auto Shanghai, but GWN had taken it a step further with their own vehicle testing area, complete with playground favourites such as the seesaw, monkey bars and paddle pool. With such a diversity of obstacles, GWN held nothing back. We had Haval H7s and H9s, a Cannon POR with a 2.4 litre turbo, an internal combustion engine Tank 400. There were a range of plug-in hybrid versions of the Tank 300, 500 and 700, plus a Cannon POR High 4T and a new Haval SUV. To keep things interesting though for the journalists, there wasn't just a range of stock vehicles, they'd also brought a number of modified vehicles to the party. Not stopping there though, the Aussie journalists were also given the chance to test drive the vehicles themselves, giving everyone the opportunity to see and feel how GWM's commitment to off-roading had influenced each individual model. And it's good to know that their passion for excellence isn't just limited to the vehicles they produce.
Yeah, our number one priority is safety. Safety for all our vehicles, safety for all our plants, and safety for all our people.
With the outside display being a stack of fun, it was now time to head back into the exhibition halls for a very special vehicle that we were keen to get a closer look at, the Tank 700.
So Simon, I thought it'd be remiss not to come and sit in the Tank 700. Now that you've got your back seat in there, what do you think?
It's lovely. It's just beautifully appointed. The leather is sensational. The seats are soft yet firm. It's really set up to be a touring driving vehicle. I think it's too much for four-wheel drivers. Who wants to throw the dog in the back or the tradesman's tools out the back? It's a beautiful touring vehicle.
Yeah, and if you just jump out and look at the height difference on this thing, I mean, it is riding seriously high.
You've got the adjustable suspension, so it's just a flick of a switch. You've got air suspension front and rear. You can adjust that around 2 inches, I think, 3 inches.
If you want to make it a two-rack tractor, you're more than welcome to. But someone like you, I know you're not going to spend much time on the road.
So tell me, what do you think this would retail for in Australia?
We'd love to hear the comments from your viewers. If they wanted a Tank 700 with a V8 powertrain in it, what would the price look like? What would they be acceptable to pay? Our company does listen to our consumers and we're doing that. We improve little by little every day. So we'd love to open it up and find out what you guys wanted to see.
Guys, tell us in the comments, what would you pay for a Tank 700 adjustable airbag suspension and a 4 litre twin turbo hybrid V8 engine? Wow, how good would that be?
Oh, I think it'll be a game changer.
With all this talk of the new V8 engine, it was time we took a closer look at one of the vehicles it would possibly be fitted to.
All right, guys, we are very fortunate to come up here and check out the Hooker. Now, notice the name of it. It is the Hooker, not hooker or hooky. The Hooker Trail is a famous trail here in China, and this vehicle is built with the same sort of spirit, enthusiasm and passion of the Hooker Trail. This really is a very special vehicle. We've seen manufacturers going to IFS suspension front ends for a long time, and it really has been the bane of the four-wheel drive community. So to see a manufacturer not only going for a big 4 litre twin turbo V8, but going for a live front axle, it's a step back in the right direction of where four-wheel drive should go. So I'm pretty keen to have a bit of a closer look at it and see how it's all laid out. All right, we've got front and rear disc brakes. We've definitely got some aftermarket suspension in here. Upper and lower control arms. It looks to be a 4 or 5 link setup. Got a traditional drive shaft there for that live differential. Now they're telling me it's about the same size as a Dana 44, but it's definitely got beefed up CVs, and they're not uni joints. They're traditional CVs from what they can tell me. But this, guys, is a commitment to real four-wheel driving. I can't wait to see how this drives as it is, but also what you can do with this with a few modifications. Front and rear solid axles, front and rear diff locks from factory, a 4 litre twin turbo V8. What more do you guys want for off-roading? This is a sweet package. Let's hope and wait that we get this vehicle in Australia and we get to see really what it can do. Well guys, Auto Shanghai has been fantastic. We've had an awesome time from checking out the big displacement 4 litre twin turbo to all of the new vehicles, and of course the electric cars are just crazy. It's been a massive event. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage. And I'm gonna go and see what I haven't seen. We'll see you guys later.
This video didn't answer the ultimate question. Can four-wheel drive plug-in hybrids handle Aussie terrain? Click here to find out.